Hi, welcome. I'm Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Ventures. So today we're going to build the CAHR antenna, and CAHR stands for Coffee and Ham Radios. We've been working on this for about 5 months, maybe 6 months. I know that because I did a video just after we designed it, the first prototype, and I'll put that video in the description or I'll link it at the very end. It was a POTA that I did with the antenna and did very well. Now, we decided we wanted to make our own antenna kit. We wanted to make something that was pretty affordable and that we gathered all the parts for everybody to build, so it made it easier for any ham and especially new hams. There's a lot of designs out there, there's a lot of kits out there. They're all great. Ours is going to be an end-fed halfway. That's what we decided to do first. I will show you guys, not today, but in the future, a bunch of different types of antennas that you can build off the actual winder that we designed. Now, we all got together and talked about it for one of our episodes or two. And then one day, it's hard to get everybody together, but ham radio dude, Sean, and I had some time, and we spent about 2 to 3 hours in the CAD system. Now, Sean's really good at the CAD system. You guys know me, I'm an antenna builder, so between all four of us, we had some great ideas. And we came up with what we think is a really, really nice winder, and it works really well. Now, after we built the first prototype and I printed it, I took an old end-fed halfway that I had built myself originally and put on a winder. I didn't ever like the way it worked because I just drilled a hole. I had an SO239. It went off the back, so it was like you had your line going out this way and then your coax. It's just me. I like a nice straight line. And that's what our winder does, and I'll show you that to you when we do the build today. It's gone through, I think we're on 3 or 4 different versions. I'll show you the versions that I have printed and that I have, and the one that I built the first one on. And then today, the guys asked me, we are gonna source the winder out to bring you a really good product. We don't want to be the 6100 of our kit antenna. We want this thing to work and to work right the first time you buy one. I'll show you the reason I'm doing it. I printed one out last night. I'm doing it on, and just before, like 2 weeks ago, I got the kit from Dude. He has all the parts right now, and I'll show you the kit and how it comes. But we increased the length because when T.O. built it and Smoking Ink built it, they built it on a different version than I did. I didn't have any problems, but they did. We added an extra 1/2 inch for toroid, and we moved some holes around to where they actually fit the toroid a little bit better than our first design. So I'll show you the differences in all of those. So like I said, I'm going to build this in the latest version. This came out like 2 days ago, I think, is when we made the last revision. And I think this is really close to what we're going to actually put in our first kits for sure, unless we get some feedback from people later. We are going to print, I think, in the black also. Dude just had some things of his own project that he was doing for his steak, and he had those printed in black, and it looks really good. I think it looks better than the gray. I really like my orange and my blue, but hey, we didn't want to become a printing factory, so we're going to source it out. Unfortunately, it's going to cost us a little bit more because we're going to have to pass that cost on, but it's not exorbitant. I mean, when you look at kit antennas or antennas that are built out there and what they cost, this is going to be a pretty good deal. So let's go check it out.
Okay, so here's the box. This is the way I got it, pretty much. I've actually opened it already, but this was what Dude sent out, and probably this is what you will receive when you buy one of these antennas. So let's just open up and see what it looks like inside. And let me just kind of pull this thing apart. So first of all, you're going to have the winder. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to do this in black, and I think it'll look a little nicer than this. I'll tell you what, the quality of this nylon is, I mean, mine are okay, but this is way better. It's a little stronger. So you're going to get that. Then you're going to get a bag. Your bag is going to have your toroid, your magnet wire, your BNC, and these are just extra pieces here. These little clips if you want to make your antenna to where the wire comes off and on. I'm not going to do that on mine. Got a little bolt here if you want to run a ground, or you can run your wire to that also instead of pre-connected. I'm just going to leave mine pre-connected. I've been using mine that way for quite a while, and no problems. There's a couple wire ties in here. Here, let me move the box out of the way. This is heat shrink for when you get done. That's the only thing I think that Abe did not do. And I will tell you that when you put the heat shrink on, if it has some wrinkles in it, just keep heating it and it'll just flatten right out. I'll show you mine in a second. So there's your wire, your magnet wire. These are the parts for this, for your BNC. This is your ground, and then there's a washer here to tighten it, like a lock washer, and then the nut. And then, like I said, you get these. I may install this, but I may not use it. And we get your capacitor. That's for that goes between the two things. And then, like I said, here you have these connectors. If you want to make yours to where you can take it off, you can do extra wires. You can put it at the end, and you can put an extra length of wire to get 80 if you want to. Also, all kinds of things here, and then a couple wire ties. I didn't even use the wire ties on mine. Once I put the heat shrink on, it was fine. And then, like I said, there's your toroid. Let me move this stuff out of the way for a second. Oh, the wire. We'll probably have it wrapped a little bit better. He was in a hurry to get it to us. This is 22 gauge silicone wire. The one I've tested so far, I'm using it's a steel wire. It's strong. I don't like it because it kinks up really bad. This stuff here, and I'll show you a picture of it wound up. I prefer to wind mine just straight, not a figure eight. It just makes a cleaner look when you get done with it. And then you guys might want to buy some of these. I got a pack of 10 of these. Has a little end on it here. It's Velcro. It goes through. I wrap it around. You'll see it on the picture. Works really good. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Oh, and I think you're going to get one of these bad boys too. Okay, here's the one I built originally with the heat shrink on it. You see it shows the lines of the magnet wire, but I did get the back. I was having a little problem at first with the back. It was had some wrinkles in it. I just kept heating it and it did fine. As you see, the wire threads through here, through there. And mine's a little different because I took one off another one, but it goes through the back end here. Okay, so let's get on with the build. So I'm gonna move some things around here and get all the parts that I need. So I like to get this the little cup here for the middle wire up where it's easy to locate the wire inside. I'm going to throw the lock washer on next, I think, because I want just a little bit of gap for this. And I'm going to throw this ground lug to this side, and then I'm going to put the nut on. You get 3 feet of this magnet wire. I took 6 inches and doubled it because we're going to have to do our primaries. There are 2 primary winds, and that needs to be twisted. For me, I like to cheat. I'm going to put this in my drill. I am going to have to clamp this a little bit. So let me just take a pair of pliers here. It's getting to where I couldn't hold it, guys. Sorry. And we're just going to twist this some more now. And that's sufficient. Hope you guys can see that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 primary turns and 14 turns total. And get through this toroid. Basically, every time you pass the middle here is a turn. All right, the way I'm going to start this is I'm going to start with this wire right there like that. So I have this is going to come apart, okay, and that's going to be one of my solder lugs. And now I'm going to take this, roll to this side of it, try to get this one in. All right, so there's your first 2. So let's see if I can get that pushed in there a little better. So there's 1 turn, 2 turns. This comes out, and it's going to separate here. So I'm going to separate that a little bit. All right, and now wish that was a little bit tighter. Sometimes you can take a little pair of pliers and you want to be careful. You don't want to scratch the enamel off. And so I just got that just a little square there, guys. Okay, so from here on, it's going to be just a single wire. So we're going to pull it through here like this. Try not to kink it. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at 7, we're going to go inside again and across, and that'll be 8, and then start going the other direction. So let me speed. I'll probably speed all this up for you guys. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes down and through, and then across to the other side. And then we go down from this side now. You guys see how I'm trying to push that nice and tight there? Each time I make a bend, I'm trying to keep it as tight to the tool right as I can. And then I'll put a little pressure on it there. Okay, and then I'll bend it around like that again. Okay, let me speed it up again. Okay, so let's count them up here. We have 1, 2 of the primaries, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes down and around, 8 goes across, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 14 comes out the bottom here. And it's pretty tight. What I'll probably do is straighten all these up. Now I bought these little files. They work pretty good for getting the enamel off of these. So I'm just going to take this. I should have got my soldering iron set up by now, and I didn't do that yet. But you want to get the end of this off, get all that enamel off, so you get a good connection with the your solder. Okay, guys, I'm going to actually solder this first piece on here before I get too far. All right, let's see if we can get this soldered first now. Get a little solder on the tip first. All right, let's just see if we got it warm enough now. You want to see that solder suck into that hole there, guys. It's sucked in there nice. That's pretty solid. I'm going to just touch it up just a little bit more. All right, let's see if you guys can, I don't know how close I can get here, but that's soldered nice now. And tell you the truth, that pretty much will hold this thing on here. All right, guys, so I got another wire tie for that one, that side. And now I've got the, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've got the, right there, it's going through the actual hole. Okay, so that should give us a really good joint there. So let me get a little on my tip here. Whew. We're going to take this, we're going to pull it in from this side over here so we know it's good. Good fit there. And then I'm going to bring this one down and solder to it. And I'm going to throw a little solder on it. Let me see if I can get it to actually fit better. I took it off so I could there we go. It'll give me a nice little bed later to solder the other wire to it. Basically, this part of the antenna is done, okay? Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring this wire to right here, all right, to this hole here, because what we're going to do is we're going to feed the wire's going to go through here, to this part here. It's going to come out and then weave its way in, and that's your strain relief there. Now we built the strain relief in, and then all I need to do is just have a piece of this out at the end here. I'm just going to cut it just about right there, about halfway between both lines. Okay, so right about here. And we're going to do the same thing again, as we are going to take all that enamel off of the wire so we can get a good solder joint. What you want to do is find the end of your wire, which I did pretty easy actually. I really like this wire, guys. It's a silicone backing. So I put the wire in the end here, and if you turn it over, I like these little picks. Okay, you take this little pick and just kind of push the wire through and just hold that until it comes out the other side. Let's see, I got a little piece here. Now just try to get a hold of it. There we go. That's actually one of the hardest parts, guys, right there. So we're going to bring that up. I'm going to pull a little extra through for now. I can pull it back later. Down. And then we're going to come back up to the next hole. And I tell you what, they will not, you don't need a knot or anything, because that is not going to pull out. So now what I'm going to do is take my wire strippers here. Strip my wire. Okay, I almost forgot this, and this is something I like to do. It's not in the kit, but I like to put just a little bit of heat shrink on this when I get done. If you don't put it on first, then you get to redo it. So, okay, make sure if you do want to put the heat shrink on there, guys, make sure you get some that's big enough. I'm pretty sure the first piece I tried was not going to make it. So what we're going to do here again is we're going to twist this on. Okay, I got a nice little twist there. If you guys can see, it's kind of hard to see, but you guys understand what I'm doing. And then I'm going to get a little on there. And we are going to see if we can get this stuff to solder. Oh yeah, it flows really good there at the end. You see that? Okay, so I almost forgot that capacitor. So what I did is I got the capacitor, if you guys can see it here. I've got it wrapped there, and I've got it wrapped there. Now I'm just going to get a little solder on it. And I really like to, if you look at this, I like to tuck this capacitor down inside here so it's protected. And I just kind of bend it. Once I get done, I can bend it wherever I want. But that's actually right now it's pretty much where I'm going to keep it. So what I'm going to do here now is get a little solder on my gun. I'm going to touch this here. Okay. I'll do the same thing down here. It's actually already soldered itself. Oops. I'm going to touch this one up just a little bit. Sorry guys, it's hard for you guys to see this, I'm sure. But just want to make sure that's soldered on there good. Okay. All right. So I usually just kind of like get my pick in there a little bit. I can tell, yeah, it's good. Let's put the heat shrink on. I'll show you what I learned on that. I've only done this heat shrink thing once, but oh, let's just test this. I'll make sure we get continuity here. Okay, so this could be a little tough. So for this one here, this is the ground. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I do not have the end of this wire here. I should have done this before I did everything. Let me just up. I don't want to really do this, but I'm going to poke into the wire here. Let me put it in here first. There we go. You guys heard that, hopefully. So we're good. So we know that all of our solder joints are good. Now, let's just put this on here. And you can adjust this kind of to where you want. But I usually try to put it just kind of like this, so I can still see the capacitor area. And we are going to fire this super. This is actually a pretty nice one, guys. I like this thing. I think I put a link to it before, but here we go. Oh, look at this stuff. Ooh. Let's do the other side first now. Okay. Don't let it scare you at first there. Kind of mind of its own. Probably could have got it down to the bottom a little bit more. As you keep heating this, it just keeps getting better and tighter. See that little hole there went away? Little hole there. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. It just pretty much goes away. Same thing over here. See how that just cleans up? Look at that. All right, we're done. All you have to do is tune it. And the way I tune mine, I try to set this around about anywhere from a foot to 6 inches off the ground. About a foot's good. And then I tune it there. And then every time I set it up, I try to set it up the same way each time. Okay. I should have got that way a little bit, and there's not much I can do about that now. But this thing's solid. When this heat shrink's on here, it's solid. This may not be the color we use. We may go black on black with the new one. Like I said, I usually, what it did is it moved on me. I should have moved it. But it's protecting all this area really good. I hope this is helpful when you guys pick up your CAHRtenna and build it yourself. And I'll tell you right now, it's a lot easier to build when you're not trying to film it. Somewhere around 64 feet, and I guarantee it's probably shorter than that. If once I tune mine, I'll give you guys a good guesstimate, and you should be within a foot or so. All right. There we go. That's it. Okay, guys. Hopefully that video was helpful. Sorry it was a little bit long, but it's hard to figure out what you can cut and what you can't cut just to make sense for the person watching the video. So I tried to add as much as I could. Here's the antenna all put together. And like I said, this is something I printed, but it happens to be the newest style that we've got out right now. And let me see if I can pull this apart a little bit here. Now, if you guys, okay, if you look right there, that is the heat shrink I used around it, and the wire from the gray wire coming in, and it goes to the wire that was put at the very end there, where it came out after the 14th turn. Okay. Just wanted you guys to see that a little bit better. Hopefully that's close enough for you guys. Yeah, there's a pretty good angle right there. Okay, and that's soldered. I wrapped it around it and soldered it. Okay, guys, so hopefully this helps you out, and we should have these out pretty soon. We're trying to wrap up the last parts. We just don't want to put out a product that's not good, and the quality of the print that we're having done is really solid. Mine's pretty solid too. I did mine ABS. I know that the other guys, they did theirs in a different material, and it wasn't quite as strong, but mine seems pretty good. So this is Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Ventures and for Coffee and Ham Radios. You guys be safe. 73's all, and I hope to get you on the airways.